Are you struggling with the FTCE Family and Consumer Science 6 through 12 052 exam, knowledge of principles of food selection, safety, and storage? This video will help you understand exactly what to expect and how to master key food safety concepts for your exam. Hi, I'm Selena, a Study.com test prep expert with 21 years of teaching experience. Today, we'll focus on how to make smart food selections, follow proper safety and storage guidelines, and prevent foodborne illnesses, essential knowledge for both the classroom and the FTCE exam. Stick around to the end for more tips and strategies to boost your confidence and performance on test day. Let's dive in.
Paul accidentally leaves pizza sitting out overnight on the counter. The next day, he sees it on the counter and decides to eat it cold. 10 hours later, Paul is vomiting and experiencing terrible abdominal pain. What is Paul most likely experiencing? A. Food poisoning, B. COVID-19, C. Influenza, or D. Irritable bowel disease. Let's walk through the process of elimination. B is incorrect. This is a viral respiratory illness, not caused by eating contaminated food. C is incorrect. The flu is also a respiratory virus with symptoms like fever and body aches, not stomach pain after eating spoiled food. D is incorrect. This is a chronic condition, not something that develops suddenly after one meal. The correct answer is A. Food poisoning occurs when you eat food that has been contaminated with microbes. Common symptoms include vomiting, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. When referring to the nutritional label on a food product, the 5-20 rule refers to which of the following? A food should always have 5 grams of fiber per 20 grams of carbohydrate. B, a food should have at least 5% protein whenever it has 20% fat. C, a food that contains 5% or less of a nutrient is considered low, while if it contains 20% or more of a nutrient, it is considered high. Or D, a food label only needs to be correct 20% of the time for 5% of its products. A, there is no set rule linking fiber and carbohydrates this way. B, protein and fat percentages aren't compared like this on food labels. D, food labels must be accurate. The FDA doesn't allow a 20% error margin. The correct answer is C. The 5-20 rule, based on FDA guidelines, helps consumers evaluate nutrient content on food labels. A nutrient listed as 5% or less of the daily value is considered low, while 20% or more is considered high. The other answer choices are not based on labeling standards. The highest USDA grading of beef is A, USDA Prime, B, USDA Select, C, Grade A, or D, USDA Choice. B, USDA Select is a lower grade than Prime, with less marbling and tenderness. C, Grade A applies to poultry and eggs, not beef. D, USDA Choice is high quality but still below Prime in flavor and juiciness. The correct answer is A. USDA Prime is considered the highest quality grade of beef. Grade A is the top rating for poultry and is not used for beef. Which of the following best describes why following proposed cook times and temperatures is important? A, to prevent foodborne diseases. B, to keep food preparation equipment in good condition. C, to ensure safety in the kitchen. Or D, to avoid bland and flavorless meals. B is incorrect. Proper cook times protect people, not equipment. C is incorrect. Kitchen safety matters, but cook times focus on food safety, not preventing slips or cuts. D is incorrect. Flavor is secondary. The main goal is killing harmful bacteria. The correct answer is A. The most important reason for following proposed cook times and temperatures is to prevent potential foodborne illnesses and ensure safe food consumption. Undercooked foods, such as chicken, can carry pathogens like salmonella, which may cause symptoms like diarrhea, fever, chills, and abdominal pains.
Now that you've worked through a few sample questions, let's break down what this part of the test is really measuring. The FTCE Family and Consumer Science 6 through 12 052 exam, knowledge of principles of food selection, safety, and storage, evaluates your understanding of how to choose nutritious foods, follow safe handling and storage practices, and prevent foodborne illnesses. In the practice questions, you saw examples of identifying proper cooking temperatures, reading food labels, and recognizing safe storage procedures. The goal isn't just to memorize facts, it's to apply safe and informed food practices that protect health and promote wellness. Thanks for sticking with me. For more practice, check out our FTCE Family and Consumer Science 6 through 12 052 playlist. And for even more detailed practice, strategies, and customizable study materials, head over to study.com and check out our FTCE Family and Consumer Science 6 through 12 test prep course. Those who use study.com boast a 92% pass rate. Our courses include full-length exams, hundreds of authentic practice questions, and short, targeted video lessons specifically developed based on the latest test updates. With our resources, you'll know exactly what to expect on test day. Like this video and subscribe to this channel to get all the latest FTCE test updates. And please leave your questions and success stories in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching and happy studying.